All right, let's get started. As I said, we need to be visible in this industry that we are pursuing. That is the data science industry, or the data analyst industry, or the machine learning engineer industry, or the deep learning industry. I mean, the artificial intelligence. That's a whole industry. All right, we need to have a voice. We need to be presentable, we need to be seen. All right, we need to share our ideas and get recognized by recruiters, get recognized by the industry that we are in. All right, we cannot just learn and then just stay in the just get overshadowed by some of the other influencers in the industry. We also need to voice out. We need to actually get noticed. All right, and we can do this by sharing our ideas, by getting our ideas known by people in the same industry. All right, or people from a different industry even getting noticed with our knowledge. All right, so we're going to start with establishing our own blog. We can do this through our own blog, or we can do this by optimizing our LinkedIn profile, and also with our GitHub we can also make it more optimized and get our ideas in front of people. All right, so we're going to start with blog. We'll also tackle LinkedIn. We will tackle LinkedIn in the following. In the following videos. But with this one in particular, we actually going to tackle how to establish your own blog and start sharing your ideas. Start sharing your ideas and start getting noticed in the industry. All right. So talking of establishing blogs, there are several ways of doing it. If you're a web developer, you can code, you can start developing your own site and then do that. All right, in this case our focus is not in having the coding skills or something like that. If you don't have a coding skill, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. We're not actually going to code. All right, we're going to make use of the existing tools. Right, we're going to make use of the existing tools and then get to establish our own publications. All right, so there are several ways so we can do this. What we're going to consider is two main ways to do this, right? Which is one is Medium, of course, and then WordPress, of course. All right, so today we will actually consider Medium. All right, we will consider Medium. But if you want to also establish your own WordPress blog like this, right, like this, then I can also take you through. Just drop me a message, then I'll take you through. Right, so we're going to actually start with Medium. But if you also want to establish your own WordPress blog like this, all right, so it's a platform like that, and then you just drop me a message, I will take you through. Right, I will take you through, and then we can actually do that. All right, so today we are actually going to consider Medium. All right, and there are several advantages of start to share your ideas or start a blog on Medium. There are several advantages. All right, which includes zero investment. All right, you don't need to actually think of buying a domain name or hosting or some. Of course, you can actually customize your domain name on Medium too. All right, but you can take away that process, of course, and then with zero investment, you can start your own publication on Medium. And Medium has actually become the place where people share ideas, and it's quite crazy, and it's actually going to go on for several years. All right, so for several while, and it's good if you can get on it. Right now is the number one place to share your ideas. All right, and come with several advantages. Right, as I said, you don't actually need to know how to code. You don't actually need to do a lot of things that you can even do. If you consider WordPress, for instance, you need to buy hosting and domain name and do a lot of customization at the back end. Right, but with Medium is quite easier to do that. All right, it's quite easier to do that. All right, and you can also start to make money out of it. All right, so as you start to write good articles, as people start to read more of your articles, as Medium start to recommend your articles for people to read, you can also monetize it and start making money out of it. All right, so you can sign up for that by just clicking on your profile picture. Then you go to the Medium Partner Program. Right, so if you click on that, it will take you to this place, and then if you go all the way down here, you can see that this is how the process works. How it works. Write something good, put your story to work, get recommended to readers, And then earn for your work, right? Earn for your work is there, right? Get paid monthly, all right? Expand your audience. So the more people get to read your articles, the more you get to earn, and the more Medium pays you, right? So that's also a good way of earning from online, just sharing your ideas, all right? So you can take advantage. And with zero investment, with zero knowledge, you can easily get started, all right? And the good part is that if you consider something like WordPress, for instance, if you set up a platform like that, you actually need to, the most important thing is to get people to come to your site, all right? And you need to do a lot of SEO, you need to do a lot of content, and there's a whole lot of things that you need to do to get people on your site, all right? And with Medium, you actually do less of that, because there's a lot of ways that Medium will actually get your stories in front of people. There's a whole lot of machine learning algorithms running behind it that will actually help you get your stories in front of people. For instance, if I should show you some of the emails that they've been sending to me, or which you also might have received some if you have an account there, all right? You might have received some. So all these are some other people's publications that they have published on Medium, and they keep on recommending it to people, right, to read. For instance, by the end of this video, we're going to create this publication, right? We're going to create this publication. This is going to be your own customization. You're going to have your own customization per your wish, right? So I created this one so that we can have something to actually look at and something to actually start with, all right? So this is how you're going to actually establish it with your publications and some stories that you'll be writing, all right? So if, for instance, if you take this story, for instance, there are a lot of stories that you can see over here, right? Now, if you take this story, for instance, the readability is quite high, right? You can actually see that people would like to read this story more than any other place else, right? It's quite readable, and you can actually feel like when you're reading it, you can actually feel like you, and it's more like the platform that you can see over here, right? It's more like it, right? It's more like it, but it becomes your own publications that you don't actually need to buy hosting, you don't need to buy domain name or stuff like that, all right? So we're going to set up something like this, all right? We're going to set up something like this that you can actually start with, and then start to share your knowledge, all right? And as I said, you can see a lot of articles here, that I put here, right? This is just a publication that I set for this tutorial, for instance, all right? So you can see some of the tutorials in here. Now, as I was showing you right now, these are some of the recommendations of some publication that people publish on the internet, right? Now, if I just show you this one, right? We named it Tutorial Data Science, right? So I'm going to see some of the recommendations that Medium is doing to people. So this is an email that came into my inbox, right? And it's obviously they're going to recommend it to thousands and thousands of people. The same email is going to go into thousands and thousands of people's email, right? So I'm just going to search total data science, and then see some of the articles that they are recommending to people. And if you are doing this by yourself, then all this will be your work, right? You're going to actually do all these things by yourself, right? So if I search something like that, if I click on any of the emails here and then go through it, you can see, over here you can see that some of the publications that I did, or some of the articles that I wrote there, have been recommended, right? Now this one is in my inbox. It's the same thing going to thousands and thousands of people's inbox, right? Which means they are going to read this article, all right? Which, of course, if you establish something like this, you need to do that manually. You need to do that manually by yourself. But it's something like this, right? With that, they do all this on your behalf, right? That you don't really actually need to do that, right? Now, if I go into let me go into a different article. A different email that they sent, right? So if I go to let's say this one, this is a different one too. Now over here you can see here, right? Now you can see there's another one here, right? There's another one here. right, that they are recommended, right? There's another one here that they're recommending for people to read, right? There's another one there. Now let me go back there and then see a different one too. Let me see a different one too and see probably this. Let's see. Now you can see there's another one here. There's another article here, right? There's another. All these are articles that are here. All these are, see the NumPy one is here. All these are the web scraping here. Right, all these are articles. You see this one, this is the one that we just saw, right? This is the one that they are recommending to people now. All right, this is the one that we just saw. So all these are some of the things that you be doing by yourself, right? You'll be doing by yourself. But since you sign up for Medium, you don't need to actually do that. I mean, this is a publication you do, but they do all this on your behalf, right? They do all this on your behalf. So you don't really need to actually do that. Now over here, you can see some for publication you follow. So if someone follows you, they're going to recommend your articles to those people that are following you. All right, and you're going to get more readability. You don't actually need to. I mean, you get more visible in front of them. You don't need to do these by yourself. Otherwise, you'll be doing a lot of email marketing and stuff like that, which it's a whole lot of work to do, right? Which is a whole lot of work to do. But I mean, with something like that, with something like this, you don't actually need to do all those things. Now you can see some of the articles here. You can see some of the articles that you follow. They keep on recommending for people to read. All right. So I mean, with something like this, it's easier to set up. It's easier to go with, and you do less. You do less of the work. All right. You do less of the work. You can see that quick reads. You can see that there's a recommendation of this article here. Right, if you come here, you can see that article is there. All right, that article is there. They are recommending for people to read. All right, so this is a good way. This is a good way of getting people to read the articles, which you do less of the work, but you still get maximum reach. But unlike if you set up a blog like this and I want people to read, I need to do a lot of email marketing. I need to send this by myself. I need to do all these, right? But I mean, if you really want to own it by yourself, WordPress is also a good way of owning your own platform. Of course, some of the things that you can do with WordPress you cannot also do with Medium. But if it comes to publications and stuff like that, then Medium is the best place to do that. All right, so we're going to do something like this. We're going to establish your own publications. And if you want to publish in different topics, right? Publish talk about different topics. You can list them up here, just like tabs, so that you can find. In a normal website like that, you can create tabs like this, right? You can actually get people to read about different topics. All right. So we're going to do that. So let's see the steps that we're going to take. All right, so as I said, we're going to start with Medium. All right, we're going to start with Medium, and there are a lot of ways that you can actually do that. I mean, it's just quick step that we're going to go through, right? And I mean, as I said, there's a lot of advantages of doing this. There's a lot of communication is one of the key important things to do as a data scientist. After making your own findings and after doing your own research and running all your algorithms, you need to communicate with the stakeholders. All right, so writing is one of the ways to develop that. All right, writing is one of the ways to develop that. And besides, if you are writing any article, if you are writing about any topic, one important thing is that you do research. All right, you do research, and it's a good way to actually get to know things. All right, this is a good, because if you want to write about something like about a logistic regression, right? If you don't know the topic yourself, how can you write it? So of course you're going to do a lot of research about it, right, before you start writing it. Okay, so that is also a good way of helping you to actually learn by yourself, right? It's actually a good way of helping you to learn by yourself, and trust me, you get to know the concept better when you start writing. All right, and I mean, as I said, it actually makes you visible. Writing actually makes you visible. You gain authority in the field that you're pursuing, right? If it's data science or data analyst, or it's machine learning engineering or something like that, This is a better way of gaining domain authority. Just think about those who give talks in TED Talks or on any AI or machine learning or data science conferences. There are people who are having authority in the industry. There are people who are having voice in the industry. And these are the ways that people get to know them. These are the ways that they gain the authority and the voice and become influencers in that in that domain. All right. So take it serious. Make it your point of getting authority, gaining authority in this domain. All right.